Hey, you guys, how are you? How are you? How are you? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. So let me get myself together here. Hey, y'all. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Hey, y'all. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. All right. Hey, listen, as you guys are coming in, as you are coming in, please like, please comment. Please say hello. All right. Please say hello. Also, if you are not subscribing, please subscribe. Please subscribe. Your subscription helps me to reach my goal. Also, your likes, your comments help get this information out into the algorithm so that other organizations, other nonprofits, other people can benefit from this information. Okay. So I want to say again, thank you all for coming in. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for joining. Thank you for liking. Thank you for supporting. All right. If you all are new to me, if you are new to me, my name is Jennifer. I am a nonprofit expert, over 38 years of experience helping organizations put together plans and strategies, systems, and tools to help your organization really have what it takes to sustain itself. Okay. You guys know I talk about not just how do you start your nonprofit organization, I talk about how do you run it, how do you grow it, how do you sustain it? How do you ensure that what your organization intends to do in terms of achieving your mission that you are able to do? All right. For those of you guys who've been following me around a long while, you guys know I'm very direct. I don't mean no harm. I don't mean no harm. All right. But I'm going to tell you guys like it is. All right. I'm going to tell you exactly like it is. Why? Because I want you to grow. I want you to be competitive. And I want you all to be positioned. I want you to be positioned for sustainability. Excuse me. Position for sustainability. All right. So as you guys are coming in, please like, please say hi, comment, hi, hey, and subscribe. All right. Your likes, your comments, and your subscriptions are going to help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers. It would be so awesome if I could reach um if I could reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this month. That would be so awesome. Will you guys help me? Will you help me? All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. One of the things that I am learning, I'm right now in the throes of a 10-day fundraising challenge. I'm in the throes of a 10-day fundraising challenge. And so I have a group of leaders. There's about 60 leaders that are in this training. And one of the things that came to mind in the middle of the training was I asked the question, I was like, where are you guys getting your nonprofit information from? Like, when you decide to start your nonprofit organization, where are you going as a resource? Where are you going for information? Where are you going for direction? And I was astounded by the number of people who were like, no, I was just trying to, think of this on my own, or I went to Google, or I went to, YouTube, or I ChatGPT'd it, honey. I love when the people get in my comments talking about ChatGPT, cousin, right? Cousin chat. Y'all come in, go. I go to chat, go to ChatGPT. They can tell you everything that you need to know. Let me talk about that today. All right. Can y'all handle the truth? Y'all don't mind the truth, do you? You don't mind the truth. Let's talk about the truth. This is the truth. Now, I've got 38 years of experience, 38 years of experience running nonprofits, funding nonprofits, growing nonprofits financially so that we can do the work. 38 years of experience of fundraising, raising millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. It was my job to raise $12 million a year for an organization. When I was the executive director, ChatGPT cannot be the executive director. ChatGPT cannot be the one that goes into a meeting and has a conversation with a major donor about why our work is important. Chat can't do that. Okay? Chat can't do that. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it for those of you that are in a position of, Jen, I started my nonprofit and now I'm stuck. Jen, I started my nonprofit and I don't know what to do next. Jen, I started my nonprofit and I don't have the right board. Jen, I started my nonprofit and I'm funding everything by myself. My question to you is, how did we get here? How did we get to a space where you have started a nonprofit business, not know it was a business, and now you're funding the business all by yourself? How did we get here? I'm going to say it's lack of knowledge. I didn't know. I didn't know it was a business, Jen. I didn't know that there were several streams of revenue, Jen. I didn't know the role of the board, Jen. I didn't know that I could get a salary or there were a business expenses. I didn't know, Jen. I didn't know. While starting a nonprofit is an exciting adventure, right? Many of you guys are really excited. You're passionate about your program, right? Jen, I want to do this program that's going to help moms. Jen, I want to do this program that's going to help homeless. Jen, I want to do this program that's going to do whatever, right? You're really excited about doing the program. Put excited in the chat. For those of you guys who are following me on my other platforms, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am recording this. I am on the Tuberations right now. I'm on the Tube U. I am on the Tube U. So if you all would like to come over to the Tube U to support, to subscribe, to leave a comment, that is where I am. If you guys are on TikTok, you guys can go to my profile. You can go to my profile and go to my link tree, and the link to my YouTube is there. Okay, let's get into it. Many of you did make a decision to start your nonprofit, and you're very excited about the program. You're very excited about your vision. You're very excited about the work of helping others, right? You're very excited. And so, in your excitement, you will start or you will file for your nonprofit status, right? So, you'll go down to the IRS, you'll fill out that 1023 form, and you will put your mother, your brother, your dog, your cat, your fish on the on that form because you're excited to start. Excited to start. Excited to start doing the work. However, how many of you guys can relate to this? Now you've started, but now you're stuck. Now you've started and you don't have any funding. Now you've started and you don't have an active board. Now you've started and you're paying for everything out of your own pocket. Now you've started and you don't know what to do next. You know that you need to raise money, right? But you just kind of put that off. In your excitement to start the program, you put off the plan, the strategy, the process to generate revenue. You put that off because you were so excited to start the program. Am I right? Am I right? Jen, we started the program. We started the program, Jen. I got my program, Jen. I'm doing my program, Jen. We're doing our program. But you did not put in place the strategies, the system, the tools to fund it. So when I ask the question of, where are you guys getting your knowledge from? Where are you getting your information of how do I start? How do I grow? How do I sustain? How do I fund? Now, you know you need to fundraise, right? I was going to fundraise, Jen. I was going to fundraise. I know I need to get a grant, Jen. I know I need to get donors, but in my excitement to start the program, I'm putting that off. I'm not doing that right now. I'm not doing that right now, Jen, because I'm so excited to start this program. But this program is nothing but an expense. Put expense in the chat. Now, in your excitement to start the program, which is nothing but an expense. And that program is not your nonprofit. I'm going to say it again. That program is not the nonprofit. It's not. Now you done started a program and you think you done started a nonprofit, and you did not. You started a program. You did not start a nonprofit. That program is nothing but expenses. You got program materials, you got program supplies, you've got, gas, you've got equipment, you've got all the things to run the program. You started that. That's what you were excited about. But that is nothing but an expense. That doesn't raise any money. That's nothing but an expense. That's not even what you started when you filed that piece of paper. When you filed that 1023 form, it has nothing to do. Nothing on that form speaks to program. Listen, if you all are new to me, my name is Jennifer. I am your nonprofit expert, over 38 years of doing this work. Okay? I am an expert. What makes me an expert? I have worked in every single position in the nonprofit, on the business side, on the nonprofit side, on the business side. What is non-for-profit? The business, not the program. Did you hear what I said? What is classified as not-for-profit? The business. There are two categories of business: for-profit, nonprofit. Business, put business in the chat, not program. Hello, somebody, not program. There are two categories of business: for-profit, nonprofit. The program is not the business. But again, my question to you is, where are you getting your information from? Like, who are you referring to? Who's telling you what to do? People say to me all the time, you can go to Google. You just choose an AI tool. Choose Cousin Chat. Choose Cousin Chat. Oh, I went over on the tuberations to guide you. Is that what y'all doing? Jen, I want to start a nonprofit. Let me go to Google. Jen, I want to start a nonprofit. I went over there to the tuberations. Jen, I want to start a nonprofit. I went to Cousin Chat to guide me. Is that what you did? And while these platforms can provide general, I want y'all to hear me now, because y'all are stuck because you don't know what you're doing. It has nothing to do with money. Nothing to do with money. You are not stuck. You are not broke because of money. Money is not your problem. Money is not your problem. Money is not your problem. Jen, I don't have any money. Jen, we need funding. Jen, I need to find donors. Jen, I need to get a grant. Jen, we don't have any funding. Why do you not have funding? You started this thing. You started something with expense, but you don't know how to raise money to cover the expense. Now, who the devil does that? I done started this thing. I know I got expenses because you're paying for everything out of your pocket, right? So you're paying expenses. But Jen, when I started, I did not factor in how much money I was going to need. I didn't factor that in, Jen. I didn't put a plan together to raise the money. I didn't do that, Jen. I didn't even prioritize where money was going to come from to offset the expenses when I started the business. I didn't do that. And as a result, there is no money. So my question to you is, why would you start something that has expenses with no plan, no system, no tool to generate the money? Why would you do that? For many of you, it's I didn't know. I didn't know, Jen. I didn't know. Now you are the CEO. You are the founder. You are the executive director. And some of y'all call yourself the president. What are you the president of? You're not the president of a program. No, you're the president of a business. Hello, somebody. You are the president, you are the CEO, you are the executive director of a business, not a program. And in your mind, because you don't have any experience, you only had advice. There's a difference between advice and experience. Okay. I just want to help somebody who thinks that you can go to an AI tool and get experience. All you're going to get is advice. You go over there, you put something in, and it gives you advice. However, that advice lacks context. It lacks tailored guidance needed to build your business. It doesn't give you guidance. It doesn't give you in-depth to-dos. It just gives you advice. Can we talk about it? Now, listen, I use a good piece of AI, all right? However, you got to know more than it to know how to execute the advice. I just want to keep it real with you. Y'all are broke because you don't know. You all have started this whole nonprofit business and you don't know. I don't know, Jen. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. I don't know where to start. I don't know what's involved. But they gave you advice. Didn't Chat give you advice? When you Googled it, didn't it give you advice? When you went over to the tuberations, didn't you get advice? No, you need guidance, tailored guidance. That's the difference. That's the difference. In the end, you not getting guidance on what to do, how to do it, when to do it, in what order to do it, what's involved in doing it, without all of that, it's going to cost you significantly more time and money, missed opportunities. You can't afford it. I can't afford it, Jen. I can't afford it. I can't afford Jen to get a coach. I can't afford it, Jen to get a one-on-one. I can't afford Jen to take a class. I can't afford it, Jen. That's your business. It ain't none of my business. That's your business. But when you're stuck and when you're having to compete with other funders, I want you to hear me now. When you're having to complete that grant application, when you're having to have a conversation with the donor, when you're having to tell your story and why your mission matters, and you can't do it, but you want them to give you money, you want them to invest in your business, you want them to give you a grant, and you don't have any in-depth knowledge of how to run the organization, how to sustain the organization, how to put a budget together for your organization, how to grow your and increase your streams of revenue. What are they investing in? You running on advice, no knowledge, no guidance with their money. Listen, I'm just here on this Good Tuesday. You understand? I'm just here on this to Good Tuesday to make it plain. Now, some people can't stand to see me coming. They're like, oh my God, why does she have to say stuff like that? Because I'm trying to help 87 move over to the 13 out of 100 nonprofits. 87 are trying to operate a business, generate money to successfully deliver a valuable product, and you don't know the business. And you think your lack of knowledge, just your excitement, come on now, just your excitement is enough. Just your excitement to do the work, your excitement to make a difference, your excitement to start something that you don't know how to run. You think that's going to qualify you or to cause you to be competitive for funding because you're excited. You're excited. I started my nonprofit, Jen, because I'm excited. I'm excited about doing this work, Jen. I'm excited about my mission. You can't articulate your mission, though. I'm excited about my impact, Jen, but you don't know what your impact is. You know what you want to do, but there's something different. Out of your excitement, you done set up a whole list of expenses with no knowledge or experience. You don't even know how to implement the advice, right? You went over there to Google, you went over there to YouTube, you went over there to Cousin Chat, and they gave you advice. No in-depth or context or guidance, tailored guidance of this is what you do, this is the order that you do it in, this is what you do after you do this. Oh, and while you're getting ready for this, make sure you include this, make sure you don't omit this, make sure you may have this in place. It doesn't do any of that. But you trust it over getting a coach. You do that over getting a mentor. You just will take this machine's advice. No direction, no guidance, nothing specific to your organization, just general. Put general in the chat. General advice. So, general advice, your excitement, you done now started a whole nonprofit that you funded by yourself. All right, here we go. Let's talk about it. What does it look like when you don't have guidance? All right. What does it look like when you don't have guidance? You got advice. You got advice from an AI system that does not know your organization, that does not know the specifics or the peculiarities or what it is that you need to navigate and negotiate. You got advice, not guidance. Let's be clear that advice of AI and guidance are two different things. All right. So, what happens? You pull together a mission statement based upon some generic template or advice from AI, but fail to create one that resonates, that connects with your donors, that reflects their value. You don't hear me now. Their value. You don't hear me. You think all I got to do is have a template, right? Because that's what AI, that's what Cut and Chat, that's what the tuberations, that's what Google will do. It'll give you a generic, put generic. It will give you a generic template. So now you done taken that generic template, you done threw some words on it, but what does it not do? It does not help you, guide you, show you how to articulate them words that resonates with the donor. Because it is not factored in, why does the donor give? It didn't go into that depth. It does not go into the depth of, do you understand why donors give? Do you understand what the donor values? Do you understand what motivates and connects with the donor? Or are you just trying to say, I got my template done? Here's the words on my template, Jim. So now you got a mission statement that doesn't resonate with anybody but you, that doesn't resonate with anybody but you. And now it does not resonate with your donors, with your funders, with your supporters, because they're not clear about your purpose. And what's the consequence? Now you don't have a strong mission. Now your organization struggles to attract funding. Now you're wasting time on ineffective fundraising attempts. Jen, we've been doing fundraisers, but we really haven't raised any money. Jen, I've been trying to go to networking, but I've not gotten any meetings. Jen, we've been having different, we've been going doing different things. We've been having different campaigns, Jen, but we're not getting any new donors. We're not getting any new funders. Why not? You got a template. Why isn't the template working? You got a template. You got a generic template. That's not working. The generic template is not working. You got some general advice. That's not working. Hello? When you get a coach, someone with experience, A coach helps you craft a compelling mission and vision tailored to the organization, setting the foundation for strong donor engagement and financial stability. But y'all out here trying to wing it. Y'all just trying to figure it out through, cousin chat. Y'all out here trying to, go on the low. I can do it. I can do it. Well, then do it. Do it. You got advice. You got advice. Why isn't the advice working? Why is the advice not working? 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 years more. You done go to this person for advice, that person for advice. You done clicked in Uncle Google for advice. You done gone over there, got some advice over there. You done got some advice over here. When all you had to do is say, I need a one-on-one. I need somebody to tell me what do I need to do. I need somebody to tell me, show me what I need to do for my organization. When you don't, when you don't, when you don't seek experience, this is what happens. You're funding everything by yourself. You can't resonate with donors. You can't speak to the need of the donor. They don't give because of what you do. They give because of what they are connected to. They give because of what they are inspired. But see, y'all don't know that because cousin Chat and Google Nation didn't tell you that. They didn't tell you that. They just gave you something generic. Here's a generic template, and here is some generic advice. How many of y'all trying to operate a business on some generic advice? It's sad. It's sad. It is so sad. It is sad and frustrating to me because out of 100 nonprofits, 87, 87 out of 100 are over here not thriving, not sustainable, not growing. Why? Because the leader, the CEO, the founder, the executive director is operating on advice. So someone may say, but I can't afford a coach. I can't afford a coach. I can't afford help. I can't afford it. But you can afford to start a business that you're funding all by yourself. You can afford that. You can afford to start a whole business, pay the IRS, get a business bank account, get somebody to throw together a website that nobody's going to. You can afford that. You can afford to start a program that only you are funding. My thing is this. What did you need to why did you need to go to the IRS? If you're going to fund it, just fund it. Just fund it. But you want somebody else. You want the donor. You want the grant. You want the sponsor. You want somebody else to give their money to you. And you don't even know what to do. Well, why should they give you the money? You can't afford help, right? You can't afford to learn how to run it the right way. You can't even afford to know after their money has been spent how to replace their money. You can't afford to learn how to sustain this business. Why should they give to it? Because you can't afford to learn how to do your job? Come on now, put a job in the chat. I know y'all are excited about that program, but your job is not programmed. Your job is not programmed. I'm going to say it again for the people in the bushes. Your job is not programmed. You did not start a program. That's not what you started. And the idea of you thinking, I can start a nonprofit, but I can't afford help. I can't afford to learn how to run it. I can't afford to learn what is needed and required to maintain the revenue to operate. I can't afford that, Jen. That costs too much money. That costs too much money, Jen. I can't afford help. I can't afford a team. I can't afford to get coaching. I can't afford any of that. But you can afford to pay for everything out of your pocket for that program with no return on that investment. And you think that because that program, which is not your job, you think that because you're excited about that program, somebody should give you a grant. They're not giving the grant to the program, they're giving the grant to the business. They're going to ask about your financials. I don't have any financials, Jen. I don't have a budget, Jen. I don't even know where to start putting together a budget, Jen. Why should they give you a grant? You don't even know how to run a business. You can't afford it, remember? You can't afford to learn how to run a business. You can't even afford to learn what it takes to run a business because you're so excited about the program. Well, then pay for the program. Pay for the program. You're not even excited about accomplishing the mission of the business because you don't even have a clear mission. But you want somebody to give you money, their money that they go to work for, and give it to you because of your excitement? Come on now. Now, I know that, out here in these streets, everybody will tell you, start. I can help you start your nonprofit. I can help you start your nonprofit. I can help you start your nonprofit. When you go down to start your nonprofit, you fill out the 1023 form. Uh-huh. And you put down your mother, your brother, your dog, your cat, your fish, because you just need some names to put that. You can change those later. You can change those later. But you're excited to get this piece of paper. But this is not a nonprofit. You're excited to get this piece of paper that says that you're a nonprofit. You're excited to get this piece of paper that states you are now considered and recognized as a not-for-profit business. But your nonprofit is not this piece of paper. But you're so excited to get this piece of paper. I got my nonprofit, Jen. I got my nonprofit, Jen. And now I'm stuck. I didn't set up the business. I just got excited about getting this piece of paper. Jen, I was told that when I get my nonprofit, I could get a grant. I got my nonprofit, Jen. I was told that when I started my nonprofit, I could get a grant. So I got this piece of paper. Jen, I'm ready for a grant. This is not a nonprofit business. This is not the business. This is a piece of paper. This is a piece of paper. This is not a nonprofit business. It's a piece of paper. So now what has happened? Now you don't have the proper plan to grow the business, to fund the business, to lead the business. You just was so happy to get a piece of paper. What does it look like when you don't have guidance? Cousin ChatGPT, Google, YouTube, that's not guidance. That's advice. Generic advice at that. Did you hear what I said? Generic. What happens when you utilize generic advice as opposed to strategic guidance? Come on now, let's just talk about it. For those of you who feel like you saving time and money by getting generic advice, right? Because you can't afford help. You don't like asking for help, right? You can do it all on your own until you run out of money. You can do it all on your own until you spend all your money and now you need somebody else's. You can do it all on your own, right? I got generic advice. So now you attempt to create a strategic plan using free resources. And then you miss what's key to that plan. You miss what's key to the plan, honey. Those of you that go out and get that generic business plan, don't y'all do it? Don't y'all go out there and get that generic business plan? And y'all got this whole template right, and you start throwing your mess into that template. You start making up numbers, to fill out what it's going to cost, and you start trying to figure out who are my competitors, right? Because you're following a generic template. But what's missing from that template? Measurable goals. Measurable. Did you what I said? Measurable. Strategy. Timeline. Experience to execute the plan. You mean that thing gave you something generic and didn't tell you how to execute it? It didn't explain how you should execute this. It just gave you a generic template. So what does that look like? Now you done started, you got a whole business plan, and you have no clear, put clear in the chat. You have no clear roadmap on what do I do first? What do I do second? What do I prioritize? What do I need to have in place? Once I've done this, what do I do next? You have nothing clear. Nothing is clear. If it were clear, well, then do it. If it were clear, do it. What's holding you back? Right? You got the template. You got the template for free. You downloaded it. Nothing is clear. Nothing is clear. How do we know it's not clear? We know it's not clear because you, as the CEO, you, as the executive director, you don't even know how to articulate it. You don't know how to explain it. You don't know how to prioritize it. And so, guess what else happens? The board can't help you because you don't know what to tell them and how to help you. It's not clear to you, and it's not clear to them. So now what happens? You've wasted resources. You're just trying things. You're just trying to, let's try this, let's try that. Let's sit in this meeting and brainstorm. I don't know. What do you think we should do? I don't know. You do this and you do this, and we bring it together, but we still don't know what to do with all of this. So now we don't wasted more time, right? We don't have all these brainstorming sessions, but no action, no activity, no progress, nothing accomplished. We still trying to figure out and try to find clear. Y'all trying to find clarity like it's lost. Y'all trying to find, where is it? Where's clarity? Is it over there? I don't know. Where's clarity? We still looking for clarity. Experience gives you clarity. A coach says, do this first, do this second, make sure that that's clear. A person who knows what to do, how to do it, in what order to do it, that's clear. Y'all trying to find clarity. Now you don't waste the time. Now you have started and stopped, restarted, and you've missed funding opportunities because you're not clear. Well, yeah, Jen, we wrote that grant, but we didn't get it. Yeah, I could have made an ask, but I didn't know what to say. Jen, we had an event, but we didn't gather the information we needed to cultivate the people who attended the event. I didn't know I was supposed to do that, Jen. Yeah, Jen, we had events, but no, I wasn't taking names. I wasn't taking information about the people who attended. No, I didn't. So you mean to tell me you to let all these people come in here and they left with you getting nothing from them? Oh, because you didn't know? Missed funding opportunities. Working with a coach, a mentor, helps you to build. I want y'all to say build a detailed and actionable plan, saving time so that you're able to raise money more effectively. But y'all who think that you can sidestep experience and go straight to a template are sorely deceived. I don't have to say it. You living it. You're living it. You're living it. You're leaving it right now. Now, what's the difference? Out of 100, 87 of you are out here trying to wing it, trying to figure it out, trying to find a plan. The other 13 that are raising money, that have staff, that have a building, that are fully funded, they know how to do it. They're doing a direct path. They've invested in knowledge. Y'all over here are bobbing and weaving, thinking I can do it on my own. Well, then do it. What are we waiting on? Why haven't you done it yet? Right? You got the piece of paper. You got your 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 board. You got your mother, your brother, your dog, catch your fish. You know you need to fundraise, right? Well, Jen, we know we need to fundraise. We know we need to get donors, Jen. We know we need to get grants. Well, then where is it? Where is it? When you gonna start? Because you've been funding this thing by yourself for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year more. So when you gonna start? What's stopping you from starting? I don't know what to do, Jen. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to say. Go and say you on one today. I don't know what to say, Jen. What you started. You got a template. You got general advice. You got general advice. Isn't that enough? I know y'all done gone down the street. You didn't ask your cousin. You didn't ask somebody that knows somebody that started their nonprofit. So you asking them to help you with general advice, general advice, general advice. What else does it look like? All right, so we're clear. One, I don't have a mission and a vision, Jen, that resonates with the donor. It sounds good to you, but it doesn't make any sense to them. But you're okay because you took it from a template, right? You took it from a template, and that's all you thought you needed was a template of a mission. That's all you thought you needed was a template. I got a template, Jen. Okay. Now I don't have any structure. I have not put together the structure because I was so excited about the program. I didn't even put together a structure to generate revenue to cover the cost of that program. I was just so excited, Jen, about the program activities. I did not even put together a structure to speak about, to engage, to invite, to inspire, to show the importance of this program. I didn't even put that together. And as a result, you're paying for everything out of your pocket. Why? Because you don't know how to put together the plan to generate the money. I didn't know. And this is why you all who sit back here in the bushes and complain about money, money's not your problem. I say this every day, your lack of knowledge, your lack of specific, strategic knowledge of what to do and how to do it. Now, for those of you who think you can't afford it, then pay for the thing by yourself. You can afford that. You can afford to pay for everything by yourself. Pay for it by yourself. You're doing it. Pay for it by yourself. Keep paying for it by yourself. Don't expect a grant funder to give you money to your business that you haven't even set up. I just want to be clear. All right. I don't want nobody to be misinformed. I don't want you to think it's hard to get a grant. I don't want you to think it's hard to fundraise. I don't want you to think that's hard. No, you just did not set that up. Okay. You don't have a strategy. What does that look like? You all follow some generic fundraising advice that you found online that may not even align with your missions or your audience or your goals. You spend all this money on campaigns, on events, on tools, and not even breaking even. Seeing no return on that investment. Jen, we want to do a gala. We want to do a gala, Jen. Well, a gala is very costly, first of all. And then how do we recoup the cost of the gala? Because it's not free. It's not free, right? So now you want to do a gala because you heard that galas bring in a lot of money. right? You heard that galas bring in a lot of money, so you decide you want to do a gala. But what you have not heard is that what makes a gala bring in the money? It's not the gala, it's the people that attend and have the competence and the resource. So what you gonna do? You gonna invite your friends, you gonna invite your board, you're gonna invite the program participants, none of who has money to help you raise any money. If they did, what do we need the gala for? They already got the money. Did you hear what I said? Why do we have a gala for your board members, for your participants, for your volunteers? Why do you need to have a gala to do that? That's not even what a gala is. That's not even the point of the gala. For your friends, for your family, for your volunteers. But what makes a gala raise money are the people that have the money, the resources, the connections, the knowledge to spend the money at the gala, to buy the tickets, to sponsor the tables, to do that's people that have that in their pocket. But if you don't know those people, then why are we having a gala? You just heard somebody say a gala? Again, we're back to generic. We're right back to generic. I heard gala. So now you done spent money on something that didn't work. Am I right? So now you don't waste it. Waste it. Thousands of dollars on trial and error. Y'all know that fundraising is a very predictable system. It's not trial and error. Fundraising, raising funds for the business is not trial and error. It's very predictable. It's very predictable. It's very predictable. You do A and B, you will get to C. But you all are operating on trial and error. And you think you're saving money. You're spending more money. Trial and error is not a way to run a business. And so the financial consequence of trying to figure it out on your own looks like your opportunity to secure donations, funding is missed because of poorly executed strategy. Poorly executed strategy. That ain't got nothing to do with money. You didn't raise any money because you didn't have the right strategy. Huh? You did not raise any money because you did not have the right strategy. You had some generic strategy that does not fit your audience, that does not fit your capacity. You just did something real generic because you heard somebody say, that has nothing to do with money. That says, I didn't know how to execute it. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to include. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? Now, this is your business. This ain't mine. I'm just here as the good news carrier. Okay. I'm just here as the good news carrier. For those of you guys who are new to me, my name is Jennifer. I am a nonprofit expert over 38 years. This year is 39, honey. 38 years of experience helping organizations put together plans and strategies, systems, and tools to help your organization position yourself for sustainability. How do you grow the business? How do you show that your business is worth investing and growing, not your excitement to start a program? All right. I just want to be very clear that the people who get on my inbox, the people who call me, who people get on my phone, get on my calendar, talk to me how excited you are to start something, but not equally excited to learn how to run it. I don't want to talk to you. All right. Y'all can listen to this over and over and over again. I'm telling you what to do. Jen, I'm starting a nonprofit. What should I do? I'm telling you what to do. Jen, I'm starting a nonprofit. What are the steps that I'm taking? I'm telling you exactly what to do and what not to do. In this good year of the 2025, I can only speak to people that say, Jen, I need my strategy. I need a strategy, Jen. I need to know what to do and how to do it. I need to understand specifically to my organization, what do I need to do to grow? It's not random, it's not hit and miss, it's exact. A strategic plan is exact, it's not hit or miss. And that's what many of you are missing, right? The next thing that you all do is that you all don't have a plan on how to acquire donors. You have no plan on when they give the first gift. What do I do to get the second gift? What do I do and what do I need to say to get a monthly donor? Like, how do I get a major donor? You have no plan. You have no plan. And what does that look like? You again go on over there to the tuberations. You go on over there to Uncle Google. You go on over there to Cousin Chat and you download some free template or follow some advice that does not reflect best practices on your specific donor base. You go and get some general advice that is not specific to your audience. It is not specific on what to say, how to say it, how to articulate it. What do you say first? What do you say second? To develop, to identify potential donors for your nonprofit. You done overlooked all of that. You just think this general advice is all it takes. Well, then, is it working? Hello? Is the general advice working? Why don't you have any funding? You got general advice. Follow the advice. Where are the donors at? Where the donors at? Where the funding at? You got general advice. It was free. You didn't need to hire nobody. You got it free, right? You got something generic. Now what? Who are the people you're going to talk to? How are you going to get that meeting? What do you say? What do you say after the meeting? You don't have a plan. You got advice. That's not a plan. You got advice. So what happens? Well, Jim, they gave last year, but they didn't give this year. Jen, they came to our event, but they haven't given again. Well, what you gonna do about that? Now you're back to having no money? Oh, it didn't tell you how to build a relationship with the donor. It didn't tell you how to get from a one-time gift to a sustainable long-term relationship of giving. It didn't tell you any of that. Well, see, that's what a mentor does. That's what a coach does. A coach says, this is your plan. This is how you foster connection with donors that result in consistent funding. That's what a coach does, a person who's done it. Come on now, a person who's done it. But you can't afford that. You can afford to wing it. Well, then wing it. You can afford to pay for the whole thing out of your own pocket. Well, then do that. You can afford that. You can afford to be the only funder. You can afford to be the only donor. You can afford to do everything by yourself. And then y'all put these people on your board, your mother, your brother, your dog, your cat, your fish. You give them control over what you can spend, but they are not bringing in any money to help you to grow. They're not even participating in the donor cultivation. But they telling you you can't spend $500, you can't spend $1,000 to learn how. You can't afford that. But you can afford to keep spending time, keep spending money, keep missing out on opportunities, keep doing it all yourself. You can afford that. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm just pointing out a difference. That's it. I don't. This is y'all's business. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Okay. I don't have nothing to do with it. But I'm just telling you the difference. I am just pointing out the difference. That's it. I'm just pointing out the difference. And then those of you that say, "Well, Jen, I can't afford it," I said, "Okay. Well, you can afford to pay for it by yourself. You can afford that. You can afford to take everything out of your pocket. You can definitely afford that. You can. Well, then you're good. But when you want to be competitive, when you want a donor, a funder, a grantor to consider you, you're going to have to get some specifics, boo, because they're going to ask for that in the grant application. The grant application is going to ask, what is your plan? Not what is your concept, not what is your advice, what is your plan? And without a plan, you're not going to qualify for the funding. Has anybody seen a grant application that asks, what is your strategy for sustainability? What is your plan for sustainability? Has anybody asked in that grant application, let me see your budget? Let me see your financials? That's plan. That's not concept. And then those of you that because you don't have a plan to raise money, you decide, I need a grant. I need a grant, Jen. Jen, I need a grant. Jen, do I need to hire a grant writer? Jen, I need a grant. Now you're about to become reliant on grants, right? Because you don't know how to get donors. You don't know how to get funders. You don't know how to get the other streams of revenue. So now we're going to rely on grants. Let's go with it. Let's go with it. Let's just go with it. Okay. So now you assume that grants are easy to secure. I'm a nonprofit, Jen. I'm ready for a grant. Jen, I'm a nonprofit. I'm ready for a grant. Jen, I got my nonprofit. I'm ready for a grant. Because you assume that all you need is a piece of paper to get the grant. You assume all you had to do was go get a piece of paper and now you can get a grant. Because nobody told you really what happened. You got some generic advice, you got some generic idea, but y'all know that the grant application is very specific. It's very specific. I know because y'all got generic advice. You didn't ask nobody. You didn't ask nobody. You went over there and got generic advice. Okay. So now you think getting a grant is easy. Jen, I heard they got lots of money. Jen, I heard that they have lots of money for nonprofits, Jen. So I decided, I'm tired of spending my money. So I'm gonna go for some of this other money, Jen, because I heard that they got lots of money for nonprofits, Jen. All this money out here for nonprofits, I should be using somebody else's money and not mine. And you think that you don't have to be prepared. I just need to have a piece of paper because that thing didn't tell you what you needed to prepare. It didn't tell you that. It just gave you general advice. Where does money come from for a nonprofit? It said grants, it said individuals, it said corporations. It gave you the list of how to fundraise, but it did not give you specifically what you need to prepare to get the funding. It didn't tell you that. How do I know it didn't tell you that? Because you don't have a budget, and that's what it's going to ask for. You don't have a plan for sustainability, and that's what it's going to ask for. You don't have an impact measure because that's what it's going to ask for. Where else does money come from? Because that's what it's going to ask for. It that generic response that you got from cousin chat and from Google Nation, it didn't give you the specifics. It just gave you general, generic advice. So what does it look like? You waste money. You waste time. submitting poorly written grant applications with no results. Now you done gone over here and hired a grant writer. And because you didn't get the grant from the grant writer's writing, you blame the grant writer when it's not the grant writer, likely. It's probably you. No, we don't have financials. No, we don't have a budget. No, we don't have a plan for sustainability. That's not on the grant writer. That's on you. That's not the grant writer's job. That's your job. Your job is budget. Your job is financials. Your job is estate. That's not the grant writer's job. You hired the grant writer to complete the application. But because you didn't do your job, now you blaming the grant writer. No, they did what you paid them to do. Complete that application. But the other things, when they ask for the list of the board, I don't have board members, Jen. I mean, I got my mother, my brother, my dog, my cat, my fish. Should I put them down? No, Jen, we don't have any other funders. We don't have any other resources coming in, Jen. I'm paying for everything out of my pocket. That's not the grant writer. That's you. Jen, we've been submitting, Jen, the 990 postcard. We just been doing a postcard, Jen. You don't even know the consequence of that. But that's not the grant writer. That's you. And that again is why those of you that are struggling, those of you that are stuck, those of you that have wasted time and money without the help of an expert, without the help of a person who has done it, without wanting to invest in your knowledge, you're not ready. I'm not saying you're not ready. The grant funder says you're not ready. You don't even have all the necessary components to get the funding. Why not? I didn't know. I didn't know, Jen. I didn't know I had to have that in place. I didn't. Well, where are y'all going to know? Who's directing you? Who's guiding you? Who's giving you information? Nobody? Nobody? You're just kind of winging it on your own. You're just going over there to cousin chat. You going over there to the tuberations. You Googling what you know to Google. Nobody's giving you any advice or guidance, structure, or a plan. You can't afford it. What does that look like? I just want you to know what it looks like because I don't want nobody walking away thinking about, well, I didn't know. I want to tell you what's going to happen. You spend hours. Some of y'all spend all your day and night researching. Y'all go from Google Nation over to Cousin Chat, over to the tube, back to Google Nation, researching. You done started researching and you done forgot what the initial question was. It done dug a hole. Y'all are maneuvering down through this rabbit trail and you don't even know what the end of that's going to look like, right? So now you done spent days, you done spent weeks, you done spent months and still have no solution. How come Cousin Chat can't give you a solution? How come you can't get to the solution? There is a solution. Where's the solution? You've been researching. Where's the solution? They may give you some generic, outdated, and conflicting advice, right? Conflicting advice. And now we stuck again. What's the consequence of that? The value of your time is wasted. And the strategies don't work. You're back to trial and error methods that cost more money in the long run than just hiring somebody that can help you. Why not just hire somebody that can say, do this, and be done? No, you can't afford that. You cannot afford to invest in instruction. You rather wing it. Wasted time, wasted money, unqualified board members. underperforming events and all of that, right? You done spent time, you done spent money, you done spent energy, and I'm still stuck. And I don't even know how I got stuck or even how to get unstuck. I don't know. Maybe you can afford all that time. I don't know. I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm just talking. I'm just talking. Now I got somebody over here on the YouTube talking about a pitch deck. A pitch deck that says what? What's the pitch deck gonna say? A pitch deck is a tool. It's not content. See, this right here is why you don't listen to people. This right here is why you do not listen to people who give general generic advice without any specifics. What's the pitch deck gonna do? What's it gonna say? What's the pitch deck gonna say? A pitch deck is a tool. What's the content of the pitch deck? I tell you, it's the general advice for me. It's the general, generic advice for me. No specifics. It's just it's the general advice. Market. We should market, Jen. You need to do networking. Well, that's general enough. What do I say as I'm networking? What do I say to the donor? What do I speak about when I'm networking? An elevator pitch, Jen. Well, that's generic enough. What do I say in the elevator pitch? And then after the elevator pitch, what do I do? What do I do then? After I've made the elevator pitch, what's next? Y'all are gonna get tired of this generic advice. Y'all gonna get tired, unless you don't mind paying for everything out of your own pocket. If that's your journey, take that journey. Okay, take that journey. But when you get in my inbox and say, Jen, I want to talk to you, I am here to not give advice. I'm here to say, this is what you do for your organization. This is how you do it, and this what's involved. This is what you do the first 30 days. This is what you do the second 30 days. This is what you do the third 90 days. Okay. After you do this, then do this. That's what I do. Google and chat and them others don't do that. They don't do that. They don't do that. They don't do that. They don't do that. Thank you. I just got a nice message. Okay. All right. Let's talk about the true cost. Let's talk about the true cost. Y'all ready to get to the true cost? When you decide to go to these templates, when you decide to go to these generic solutions, I just want to talk about the real cost. Okay. I just want to talk about the real cost. Y'all can make your own decision. But when you lack depth, personalization, when you lack strategy, it's very costly. It's very costly. You don't have but one opportunity to make an impression on a person that's not in your program. So you've wasted resources. You've slowed your progress down. Okay. You slowed your progress down. Many of you could be much further along if you had real coaching. If you had real coaching, if you had a clear path and plan of steps and what to do, you all would be further along. Do you agree or no? That if you, I have people say this to me all the time, Jennifer, I wish I had met you last year, or I wish I had met you 4 years ago. I wish, Jen, I had met you before I spent all this time, all this money, and now I'm out of money and I'm about to give up on my nonprofit. I wish I had met you to learn what to do when I started. Is that anybody's story? I get that every day. A poor fundraising strategy could cost your organization as much as $7,000 a month in lost donations. Let's just put the real numbers to it. A poor fundraising strategy, a poor fundraising strategy, or no nonprofit strategy could cost your organization $7,000 a month in lost donations. I'm not raising any money in January, Jen. I've not brought in any money in February, Jen. I've not raised any money in Jen. I didn't raise any money in November. I didn't raise any money in December. I didn't raise any money in January. None. You mean you don't go on 3 months of running this business with no money coming in just because you don't know what to do? You don't have a strategy to bring money in? I just want you guys to understand the cost of not knowing what to do. What's it costing your organization, right? So let's say $7,000 a month. You got 8 streams of revenue. I didn't know I had 8 streams of revenue, Jan. How many of you didn't know you had 8 streams of revenue? You got 8 streams of revenue. You're not bringing in any money because you don't have a fundraising plan. You got 8 streams of revenue to raise funds. I didn't know I had 8 streams of revenue, Jan. What? I've been paying for everything out of my own pocket. I didn't know there were multiple streams of revenue. And that's costing you $7,000 a month, not knowing. How many of you didn't know you had 8 streams of revenue? Put 8 in the chat. If you did not know that you have 8 streams of revenue, every month that your organization is not generating revenue is every month your organization is not generating revenue. That's money you're paying out of your pocket. That's not sustainable. It makes and positions your organization to be very vulnerable. You're losing opportunities for funding by not knowing. Okay? Your donors and your funders are not impressed that you're the only funder. It basically says my business is not worth investing in. Right? What's the other real cost? The legal mistakes that could lead to over $10,000 in penalties. Having your nonprofit revoked because you didn't know, and then having to reinvest to get it reinstated. You done got a website built, but now it's not functioning. You got to do it all over again. Wasted money because you didn't know. Ineffective campaigns or decisions. When you are out here winging it, it results in thousands of wasted dollars and months of lost time. Months of money going out, but no money coming in. Money going out, no money coming in. Money going out, no money coming in. Well, Jen, I can't afford to hire a coach. Jen, I can't afford to take a class. Jen, I can't afford a one-on-one. You can't afford to get personalized guidance to help you avoid costly mistakes. You can't afford to get accelerated success. You can't afford to maximize your resources, you can't afford to invest in a mentor that can show you what to do, tell you what to do, explain to you how to do it, to keep you from winging it and just trying to figure. You can't afford that. You can't afford that. But you can afford not bringing in a minimum of $7,000 a month from 8 streams of revenue. You can't afford to save time, avoid mistakes, and increase your funding and know how to do it. You can't afford that. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm just pointing it out. It's your business. When you invest in a person who knows how to do it, okay, and find you somebody that you trust, find you someone who has a proven track record, find you somebody that knows what you don't know that you don't know, find you someone that can not just tell you what to do, but show you how to do it, right? Find you someone that won't just throw you in a group with a bunch of videos and expect you to figure it out from those videos. Find someone who will take you by the hand and take you through it. It may not be me. Okay. Some people can't take me. I'm very direct. I am all about the business. I build nonprofit leaders. That's what I do. I build nonprofit leaders who understand, who can move forward, and who can do their job. I'm not moved by passion. I'm not moved by your excitement. We have a business to run. We have a business to run, and we have a valuable product to share. You understand? So I'm here for the work. I'm here for the importance of the work. I'm not here for your passion. I'm not here for your excitement. I'm not here for your fears. I don't want to do it, Jen. What if it doesn't work? Well, then don't do it. Don't do it. I'm not here to talk you into it. I'm not here for that. I'm here to say, are we in or are we not? Are we doing this or are we not? Are we going to be competitive? Are we going to be sustainable? Are you going to learn how to run this nonprofit or not? That's your job, is to know how to run the nonprofit. That's your job. It's not the program. I don't care how excited you are about that program. If you don't know how to run the business, then there's no money for that program. You didn't start a program. You started a business that has a very important mission. The program accomplishes the mission. The program is not the business, however. And if, because y'all don't know that, you spending all that money in that program. You spending all that money in the program. You spending all the money in the program and nothing in learning how to run the business. What does that look like? Now you don't even have any confidence. Now you don't have any confidence. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. What if it doesn't work? What are they going to say? What if they reject me? Now, because you don't have clarity, you don't have confidence. Because you don't know what you're doing. You don't have confidence. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to say it. And because you don't have clarity and because you don't have confidence, neither does your board. They don't know what to say either. They don't know how to say it either. Now, nobody is doing the work to educate, to introduce, to inspire the donor because nobody has clarity and nobody has confidence. You don't have confidence in your mission. You don't have confidence in your vision. You don't have confidence in your plan. You don't have confidence or clarity on how to position your organization for growth. Why? Because I don't know. I don't know what to do next. I don't know what we should do. I don't know. Am I right or no? So now, because you don't have confidence or clarity, you don't have any funding. You don't have a plan that leads to consistent funding streams. You don't have a strong donor base. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. Now you don't have operational efficiency, right? We started meeting once a month, and then we went to once a quarter. My board now is not, they're not even attending the meetings, right? We were starting out, we were having quarterly meetings, we were having monthly meetings, but now they don't even come to the meetings. Mm-mm. Now I'm doing everything by myself. And now you don't have a track record of measurable success. You don't have any ability or capability to garner trust with donors and funders. Now you're really paying for everything by yourself. And now you've been in this thing 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year more. Mm-hmm. And you've been funding everything by yourself. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? All because you don't know. All because I don't know. Listen, you all think that this stuff out here is free. You think Google Nation, you think the tuberations, you think Cousin Chat is free? You think you can do it with a template? It's going to leave your nonprofit underfunded, misinformed, and financially strained. While the tools can be helpful for general guidance, they cannot replace experts. It cannot replace a personalized strategy. It cannot replace a real world insight that when you do this, do that. It can't replace that. It can't replace when you are about to do this, remember to take this with you. It doesn't replace that. That's what a mentor and a coach provides. Investing in your knowledge. Listen, find you somebody that you trust. Find somebody. It doesn't have to be me. Find somebody that you trust early, okay? Because you all wait later. Now you done spent money. Now you scared of spending money. Get somebody early that will save you time and money. It will help ensure that you are building a strong foundation with a plan for sustainable growth and success. Passion is not enough. Nobody's funding your passion. No one's funding your passion. Partnering with a mentor turns your vision into action. You all don't have any action. You got a vision, but you don't know what to do. You don't know the steps to do it. You don't know in what order to do it. That template can't tell you that. That template is not free, by the way. You may not have paid for it now, but you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for it by the trial and error. How many of y'all are paying for it? Jen, I've been paying for everything out of my pocket. Jen, I've been paying for everything out of my pocket. I've had to do everything, Jen. I've had to wear all the hats, Jen. I got to do everything, Jen. You paying for it. You don't even know how to get out of that cycle. Working with someone that can say, do this, do it in this order, sets your nonprofit on the path to thrive. How does our organizations thrive? Through the support, through the engagement, through the relationship of our community. We are a community-based business. You're not running this thing by yourself, but you have to know who is your community. Why do different people give? You got to know the insight into the why and the how, not just your passion. And these tools that you think are free, that you done downloaded, that you done research based on what you know to research, it's giving you generic advice, but it's not giving you action steps that's customized to your organization. Are you hearing what I'm saying? For those of you all who are new to me, my name is Jennifer. I am a nonprofit expert, 38 years of experience in this business. I've held every position on the business side of the nonprofit. It was my job. It was my job to fundraise. It was my job to raise money. It was my job to write grants. It was my job as the executive director. I'm an expert in running nonprofits. It became my job to help 1,000 national and international nonprofit organizations raise money for their nonprofits. I don't talk about this stuff. I am a nonprofit expert. Okay. That's what I do. I build nonprofits that are sustainable. I give you the customized strategy, the plan to grow. It's cheaper to get an expert to get you on the path of sufficiency than to try to wing it, trial and error it. Now, that's not everybody, because some of y'all are just determined to do it on your own. And I say, keep going, keep going, keep going. And when you don't have any donors, when you don't have any funders, when you don't have any supporters, I just want you to look yourself in the mirror and say, I did that. I did that. I set it up that way. I set it up to be the only funder. I just want you to know that's how you set it up. Okay. I don't want there to be any confusion that when you don't have donors, when you don't have funders, when you don't have supporters, I just want you to know that you set it up that way. Okay. Our missions matter. Money is not your problem, but you've got to have the plan, the systems, the information on what do you say, what do you convey, what do you show, and what do you share with the people that would give the money. Okay. That's what you need. You need the specifics. Y'all got general. You need specifics. You need specifics. In what order, Jen? What do I do the first month? What do I do the second month? What do I tell my board to do? What do I delegate to them? What do I need to train them on to help? Many of you don't even know that, but you're trying to run a business. You are the CEO. You are the executive director. It is your job in your position to know. That's your job. And if you don't know, why should a donor and a funder invest in you? Why should they give you their money? And you don't know. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to keep it going. You don't know how to sustain it. Think about it. They're expecting you to be an expert. They're not expecting you to be getting general information from Google and from ChatGPT to spend their money. You think they're giving you their money and you are only equipped with general information on how to run a business that they're investing in. Get out of here. It's the delusion for me. It's the delusion for me, honey. Jen, I started a nonprofit. I don't know how to run it. I don't know how to fund it, Jen. I can't afford to learn. Nope, I can't. It costs too much money. It costs too much money to learn how to run that thing, honey. I need a grant, though. I need a grant, Jen. I heard there was lots and lots and lots of free money. I need a grant, Jen. You don't have a You don't have a budget? Well, I got a generic budget. Well, a budget is not just expenses, it's revenue as well. That's how you balance a budget. So, where does the revenue come from? Well, I know we need to fundraise, but I thought we would get a grant. Well, then do you have what it takes to get the grant? Well, no, no. I just thought they'd give me a startup grant. I just thought they'd give me a startup grant, Jen. Well, after that grant has been spent, where's money coming from to sustain? Oh, I hadn't thought about it. Let's be clear. Out of 100 nonprofits, 87 are operating on less than $30,000 a year. That's about $2,500 a month. And that's what you're spending out of your pocket. You have no room to hire staff. You have no room to expand. You have no room to show the value for your organization to be sustained. That's 87 out of 100. Now, what's up with the 13? What are they doing? They're raising the money. They have the team. They have the staff. They have people who know how to do the work. They have a leader with a strategy. So the only difference between the 87 and the 13 is knowledge. That's it. That's it. I, in this year, am looking to move 1,000 organizations from the 87 to the 13. I'm here to share with you my 38 years of experience of how do I raise money? What do I say? How do I say it? What needs to be included in my plan? Tell me, explain to me, Jen, how do I execute it? You have to have knowledge. You cannot rely on generic templates to run a very specific mission. You cannot run on generic information when the donor is asking you a specific question. All right? If you all are interested in working with me, if you are interested, if you guys been following me for a while, and if you have not been following me for a while, keep watching. Go down, go. I got lots of videos. Go watch until your nose bleeds, honey. Go watch. Go over there and listen to my podcast. It's on Spotify, Nonprofit Nuggets with Jennifer. All right. Go over there and listen to my podcast. When y'all get tired and you say, Jen, I need help, then let's talk about that. But do not get in my inbox. Do not get in my inbox. Do not get on my calendar and say, Jen, what do I do? I'm telling you what to do. In this year, I can only work with people who are ready to move from the 87 to the 13. That's all I got bandwidth for. All of y'all who got passion with no plan, all of y'all who are okay with generics but don't want specifics, I don't know what to say to you other than good luck. But for those of you that say, Jen, I'm tired of trying to figure it out, let me get a one-on-one with you so I can do it. Tell me what to do. Tell me in what order to do it in. Jen, can I call and ask you a question afterwards? But don't get on my calendar talking about, Jen, I'm ready. Tell me what to do. I just told you what to do. I just told you what to do. Now, when you need help doing it, I'm not Google. I'm not ChatGPT. I'm smarter. I'm smarter than ChatGPT. I'm smarter than Google. I've actually raised money. They haven't. I've actually built and sustained nonprofit organizations. They haven't. I work with leaders so that they know their job and how to raise money, how to lead organizations, how to empower their organizations to share and show their community where the resources come from, why their work matters, that we have a valuable product it's not your passion, and how to articulate it, how to show it, how to market it. If you're interested in knowing how to sustain, how to fund, how to grow financially your business so that you can grow the program, I would love to work with you this year. All right. I would love to work with you. If you're not sure, keep watching. Go find somebody who can explain it for you. Go find somebody that you can match with, find a perfect fit. I may not be it, and I'm okay with that. Find you someone that knows enough to not just tell you what to do, but can show you and give you what to do specifically, not generically, specifically to your nonprofit organization. All right. I want to thank you all so very much for your time. I want to thank you so much for those of you that liked. Thank you all for liking this live over here on YouTube. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for those that shared. Thank you, Melvin. Thank you very much for those of you that are subscribing. I am on my way to 1,000 subscribers over here on the YouTube. So your subscriptions make a huge difference. I hope that I can get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this month. Your shares, your likes, your comments will help me to do that. If you guys are interested in learning more about how you can work with me or learning about my classes or anything that is going to help take your organization to the next level, that information is in the description, or you guys can comment and I'll be happy to share that with you. All right. Thank you again for your time. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your subscriptions and your follows as well. All right. I hope that this information has been helpful. I hope it's been helpful. And if you need help, I'm here. All right. I'll see you guys later.